around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's
Good Morning Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
Namaskar.
वनकम,
Namaskara.
खुशामदीद,
Assalamu alaikum.
सत श्री अकाल,
మీకు అందరికీ వందనము.
जय स्वामीनारायण,
जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय जिनेंद्र,
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोल दे याली मदद.
मौला अली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजिए मतलब बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बड़जान. हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा मैं से फालतू बाबा.
And of course myself Faltu Rani लेकर आपके लिए एक और show that's going to make it totally exciting and totally mastani badjane.
True that, Banjan. Of course, today is 378th day of our sheltering in place. हाँ, भले हमारे Santa Clara County has gone into the orange tier and businesses are opening up. Banjan, let me tell you one thing. It is still that we are not we're not actually crossed the mound or what do we call it. There's still a chances of the fact that there might be a recurrence of this particular virus again.
Yeah.
That's what the experts are saying, and they're asking us to watch out for this because not enough of us actually have gotten vaccinated as yet. When I say not enough, the crowd immunity जो बोलती है immunity जो होती है ना, जहाँ पे we have come to the point where we're able to contain the virus. It's not happened as yet. So one good news is the fact that Pfizer came out and said that they actually are effective against all the variants thus far identified by the virus. Is Moderna doing the same thing? Yes, they are doing all the thing. We'll get you more information, Jan. That's why we give you the news in the mornings and everything. But anyway, good morning, mate. Everybody joining us on Facebook as well. Namaste, good morning, Deepak ji. Kaise hain aap? And all those people who are joining us from all parts of the world through our app, good morning to you. And yes, we will talk more about the news in just a few minutes. But उससे पहले what we do is we talk about local stuff और what's happening on the roads, रास्ते का हाल जो हम लोग आपको देते हैं बे एरिया का absolutely free में.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Yeah, if you are stuck in traffic somewhere, we want to know about the Jan. Like I was stuck in traffic on 83 today, but the thing is, 83 was a very small, minor thing. It was moving. Luckily, the volume of traffic on the road still not gone back to the pre-COVID thing because many offices are still expecting their employees to work from home. And as you know, yesterday, Father shared the news about some of these schools districts over here, which actually also have decided to have the kids work from home as opposed to getting them into the thing because they could not find a deal or finalize a deal with the unions. Well, sometimes unions are good, sometimes unions are really bad. We'll talk about that for sure because the repercussion of that is the fact that many people, individuals, all the families are asking for recalling many of the board members of the education system in San Francisco and other parts of the Bay Area. We'll talk about that for sure. For that to happen, they need to rally forces. They need to get thousands of parents to get on the board and sign the document for them to be able to recall for elections. We'll talk about all those things in the news, but right now, roads looks very interesting. Free all the way. Freeway is actually free right now. Back roads, a little bit of them congestion here and there because of a traffic accident which is slowing down. In fact, traffic has already happened with CHP's cleared the thing, but some debris, so watch out for residual delay on the 380 East ramp in the north part of it, coming back towards East Bay. The traffic hazard reported on 880 north of the Mission Boulevard in Fremont. Apart from that, all the other freeways are looking kind of smooth. The bridges are fine. Weather's awesome. Weather still is good, sunny all the way. It's going to be pretty hot, kind of getting hotter right now. I think we'll have mid 80s temperature pretty much around 2 to 3 o'clock. Apart from that, it's going to be cloudy starting tomorrow for some time at least. Will it rain? We don't know. We'll talk about that for sure, Banjan. And as it happens, we will be bringing you all the information on a Good Morning Bay right here. And right now, it's time for us to go and check out in Faltwani what's headlines locally and nationally. What do you think, Faltwani? Do we have some headlines, press?
Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead, please. And of course, this is all that we share with you guys on air. You can go check it out on the news blog, mediamahima.com as well. But right now, these are the headlines for you guys from the local news and also from the US.
George Floyd's girlfriend tells the jury of their first kiss, their struggle with addiction, and more in an emotional testimony in the Derek Chauvin trial. Elections officials fear that Georgia law could actually politicize voting operations. Delta Coca-Cola blast home state Georgia's voting restrictions as unacceptable. Apple's Tim Cook joins the chorus of critics against Georgia's voting restrictions as well. US OKs, Abbott's rapid COVID-19 test for at-home screenings in those without symptoms. The United States House Tax Chief offers partial support for the Biden infrastructure plan. Vaccine FOMO, the fear of missing out, gives some Bay Area residents the motivation to get the shot. And as Altubaba shared, Fremont Unified School District to remain in distance learning for the rest of the year. Not just the rest of the school year, for the rest of the year until December, because no deal in sight, no light at the end of the tunnel. And a child is among 4 people dead in a shooting at California office building in Los Angeles. More on all of this coming up shortly. These are the headlines that are coming for you from the Radio Dihari studios in Silicon Valley, California, Banajan. And these are the headlines that are from across the United States and also the local Bay Area.
And of course, Banajan, you can catch the headlines for sure later on. But right now, it's time for us to go into the Gunning Akira land of Vegas, Banajan. And this again, April 1st, hai, Banajan. No, April 1st, Fool's Day and all. No, it's all gone. I think nobody does the April Fools anymore, do they?
I don't know, Altubaba.
Because pranks have become so boring nowadays. Everybody is a prankster. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, we should not do any prank anymore.
There's 2 YouTubers who are twins, okay? Really, I'm really sad to see that they were arrested. Poor things. These 2 boys have pulled as pranks in April Fool's kind of joke.
Huh.
They actually did something where they faked a bank heist.
Huh.
And the police have now arrested them.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's become such a common thing nowadays. Pranking is like, for TikTok and Twitter, they'll do pranking. I'm like, okay, anyway, Baja, that's why it's lost. The April 1st charm is gone. But anyway, Baja, this is a nice song for you guys from the movie Cocktail. It's called Tumi Ho Bandhu Saka Tumi Ho. Thinking of all you guys out there and telling you guys, आप हमारे बंधु हो और हम आपके बंधु. इसीलिए हम लोग बोलते हैं आज हमारा email भी actually है bandhu@mediamhema.com. We totally believe in this concept. ये गाना सुनिएगा from the movie Cocktail. I think this is Deepika Padukone, Diana Panty, and we have Saif Ali Khan in this movie. Banjan, वो हो गया क्या? इसका भी 10 साल हो गया रे.
Yeah.
My God. 2012 में release हुआ था Banjan, almost. I think so, right? The music direction of Preetham Banajan and lyrics by Irshad Kamil Saab Banajan. What a beautiful title, Banajan. Cocktail. Well, actually, the movie is okay. We did have obsessional things about the movie. We actually done a show also about that movie. Well, there are many movies which actually have got many things wrong. Just because they show somebody dancing in a midi skirt and raving in a party doesn't mean that they're actually sending the right message to people, right?
Yeah.
We are here to always police it, Banajan. We are here to ask questions of Bollywood, all that Sangeen question which people would have asked. For the past 20 days, we've been doing that heavily with Bollywood.
Right.
We found out how much of what should I say? The short end of the stick are in our counterparts of the world. 50%, other 50% of our world has gotten from Indian cinema. Why Indian cinema? All industry, every walk of life. So that's why we need to actually be talking more about how we can bring these things, build systems where we can actually get our fellow female, what should I say, human beings, to feel empowered about doing things, Banajan. And right now, let's go jump into our news updates. Faltwani, we have the news headlines already, but I'm really curious to know about what's happening in the schools locally here.
Well, okay, let's start with that. A Fremont Unified School District yesterday announced that the large East Bay district would remain under distance learning for the rest of the 2021 school year, and this was especially after they could not reach an agreement with school teachers. We have roughly 43 school days between now and the end of the instructional year, and no definitive final outcome is in sight related to reaching an agreement with the FUDTA. Superintendent CJ Kamak said in a letter to school families. According to Kamak, the key issues pertaining to staffing, grade levels that would be eligible for a full return to campus, and additional compensation for employees to return under a hybrid learning model were all things that happened. But, you know, I'm also part of like a on one of the next door groups, Altubaba. I was reading up on some of the parents who are now organizing, because apparently the negotiations broke down and the school district officials actually stormed out of the negotiation room. So despite a good faith effort at the negotiations table from FUSD, including fair and focused protocols, air filters in every classroom, safety protocols beyond current state and local guidance, and ready access to vaccines, our negotiations have not yielded a timely agreement aligned with the district's intention to provide in-person instruction to the maximum extent possible for all students, the superintendent said.
So wait, so who's at fault? The school already is saying
It's
they're
the
going to...
teachers union. That's not. We don't know who's at fault. Negotiations are breaking down completely. By not reaching this agreement, superintendent said that they would miss out on $9 million in additional funding. This was a deal reached by legislature and Governor Gavin Newsom to offer $6.6 billion, if you remember, to districts across the state if select groups of students were returned to in-person learning by March 31st.
So how does a recall of the families help the situation? Because the schools are doing their best.
What do you mean recall of the family?
The families are asking the board to be recalled.
But that's Contra Costa County. That's a different group.
And also in San Francisco, by the way, they're asking, the parents are rallying together.
Yeah, well, not anymore. I don't think they're asking for the recall of the superintendent. But here in in Contra Costa County, Vanajan, apparently they announced a plan to return to in-person learning. They agreed with that. They started it, but the parents are saying that it's not adequate and they're not doing enough. This is just a sham. And I'm pretty sure this is the case in many other school districts. So if you want to get more information about this, Bandhajan, please go to mediamahima.com and send us a message from there. We are reaching out to different parent groups and also school district superintendents. We hope to be able to see if we can get a roundtable organized with regard to this. So definitely go check it out. Also, that's with regard to the school districts, Altubaba. But in terms of national news, let's tell you George Floyd's trial, you know, the man who was killed by Derek Chauvin, the officer kneeling on his neck when he was saying he couldn't breathe. That particular trial is underway, and George Floyd's girlfriend smiled through tears as she told a jury on Thursday how they first met when he offered to pray with her less than 3 years before his deadly arrest, and described how they both struggled with opioid addiction. Courtney Ross was the first person who personally knew Floyd to testify at the murder trial of Derek Chauvin, the white former police officer caught in a widely seen video kneeling on the neck of George Floyd, a 46-year-old handcuffed black man, for about 9 minutes. It's a classic story of how many people get addicted to opioids, said Ross. We both suffered from chronic pain. Mine was in my neck and his was in his back. Chauvin has pleaded not guilty to murder and manslaughter charges, and in a central dispute of his trial, lawyers have argued that Floyd's death, ruled a homicide at the hands of the police, was really an overdose caused by the fentanyl in his blood. The Georgia law that controversial Georgia law, Banajan. Well, now election officials in conservative and liberal parts of Georgia are saying that this new law, allowing a Republican-controlled state agency to take over local voting operations, could make the process too partisan. Voting rights advocates have also warned that the provision, part of sweeping voting restrictions signed into law last week by Governor Brian Kemp, targets Democratic bastions such as Atlanta's Fulton County that helped deliver the party control of the White House and Congress in recent elections. The new law has mostly gained attention for its measures to strengthen absentee ballot identification requirements, curtail ballot drop box use, and penalize members of the public who offer food and water to voters in line. And Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines, who are both Atlanta-based companies, now have finally spoken up, and they've joined a bid by U.S. companies to challenge the state of Georgia's new voting restrictions, with both Atlanta-based companies calling this law unacceptable. Microsoft Corp in February announced a major new investment in Atlanta, Georgia's capital, also added its voice, with President Brad Smith saying provisions of the law last week unfairly restrict the rights of people to vote legally, securely, and safely. City Chief Financial Officer Mark Mason also said in a LinkedIn post that he was appalled by the recent voter suppression law passed in Georgia. And who else is adding his voice to this? It is Apple, our very own Silicon Valley's Apple's Tim Cook. Was the latest corporate leader to speak out against the state of Georgia's new voting restrictions, which many critics say targets black and other racial minorities. American history is the story of expanding the right to vote to all citizens, and black people in particular have had to march, struggle, and even give their lives for more than a century to defend that right, said Cook in a statement. And, there are many people finally now speaking out against that particular law. In other news, with regard to the coronavirus and the vaccines, Banajan, well, COVID-19 test by Abbott Labs is now okay. Is receiving an okay. Basically, US regulators have cleared this rapid COVID-19 antigen test for over-the-counter, at-home use in people without symptoms, making the cheap and abundant test more easily available for regular screening at schools and workplaces. Now, the Illinois-based company said it will begin shipping its Binax Now test to retailers in the coming weeks. It is the most widely available COVID-19 test in the United States and produces results in less than 15 minutes. People will be able to purchase these tests at stores or online without a prescription and administer them at home. So Abbott is still testing and is determining the exact price of the test when sold over the counter, though it will sell them to retailers for less than $10 each, a spokesman has told Reuters. Also, speaking of the COVID vaccine, Miljan, a manufacturing error at a plant involved in COVID-19 vaccine production affected 15 million doses of an ingredient for Johnson & Johnson's vaccine, according to two people familiar with the matter, though the company has actually downplayed the situation and said it met its most recent vaccine delivery target. The issue, which occurred recently at Emergent Biosolutions Inc. facility in Baltimore, Maryland, isn't expected to change President Joe Biden's expectation that the United States will have enough vaccine for all adults in May, the people said. None of the doses produced and shipped so far in the US have come from that plant. And they're saying right now, although there is a big concern that there could be a wrench that's been thrown right now in the vaccine delivery, and many appointments are going to be stalled, especially in Los Angeles, apparently.
Wow.
Because they're still running behind, and many people with disabilities have not been vaccinated, and many of the vulnerable groups, the people who are not ambulatory, they were supposed to receive this batch of Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And of course, Bajan, more information about that coming. Any more news about the local thing or nationally, what's happening around America?
Well, nationally, no, Altubaba, I think we pretty much covered. Oh, yeah, we have something where news is coming out about the infrastructure plan, right? U.S. Representative Richard Neal, the top Democrat for tax policy in the House, only offered partial support on Thursday for President Joe Biden's plan to finance his $2 trillion infrastructure plan by raising taxes on corporations. Neal, who chairs the tax writing House Ways and Means Committee, said he is insisting that other funding measures such as bonds and expanded tax credits be included in the legislation that he expects his panel to begin writing within 4 to 6 weeks. And he says Congress will offer some suggestions and we will accept some of what Biden is proposing as well, is what he said. And in some disturbing news that's come out from Los Angeles, Punjab, in Southern California, a child was among 4 people killed on Wednesday in a shooting that left a 5th victim and a gunman critically wounded. The violence happened in the city of Orange, southeast of Los Angeles, and this was the 3rd mass shooting that has happened in just over 2 weeks in the United States. So you could get more information about all of this on MediaMahima.com.
That's it, Banjan. Of course, right now what we're going to do is, Banjan, go check out what's happening with the world news for you guys quickly. And Faltani, are we going to directly go into the news?
Yes.
I think it's better to go to the news directly. Here you go.
Yes, absolutely. Aung San Suu Kyi, the stuff that's happening in Myanmar, Bandujan. Myanmar's deposed leader Aung San Suu Kyi has been charged with breaking a colonial-era official secrets law, her lawyer said on Thursday, the most serious charge against the veteran opponent of the military rule. Pfizer's COVID-19 shot is 91% effective in updated data and even protects against the South African variant, is what they're saying right now, which includes participants who have been inoculated for up to 6 months right now. And in some detailed news from Kremlin, Bandujan, the Kremlin said on Thursday that recent Russian troop and military hardware movements near Russia's borders with Ukraine were aimed at ensuring Moscow's own security and were not a threat to anyone. And in more news about Altu's, this is his favorite news item, so I have to include
Alex
this.
Navalny?
Yes. Allies of Kremlin critic Alex Navalny said on Thursday that he had lost 8 kgs in prison. kgs, Bandujan, in prison before even beginning his hunger strike, something that they blamed on the guards who were depriving him of sleep and even medication, even as the prison service defended its treatment of him in custody.
Yeah, probably they keep him active.
Yeah.
Or could be somebody totally different. Can be somebody totally different who actually is a very active agent who would have been brought into the place.
Yeah, okay. I don't think so, Altubaba. I think that there is something sinister going on there.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. The sinister thing is the fact that there's somebody else. Alex Navalny is gone.
Oh my God.
There's somebody
That's
else
terrible.
who's slimmer now, who's more trimmer now, very close, because plastic surgery is 100% accurate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
Shave the
also,
head off, make him lose some weight.
he will make a movie out of this, Banjar. I promise you, I will get you the ABCT video. Sorry, we've been really, really busy. I haven't had a chance to do the cinematography with Altubaba.
Yeah, right.
So we will get that done, definitely. And of course, Bandujan, disturbing news from India. India has recorded its highest daily rise in COVID-19 cases this year, with 72,330 new infections being reported in a span of 24 hours. The single-day rise in cases is the highest recorded since October. In Maharashtra reported 43,183 new cases, and they are also reporting their highest daily spike. My God, this is increasing by thousands.
So how come they actually have not locked down again after like so much of increase?
I have no idea.
I'm surprised the
what's going on.
border is still open.
I have no idea what's going on there. I guess they're all busy in the election fervor, especially with Prime Minister Narendra Modi now taking digs at West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, and he is now saying, like, he said something about she might be considering to contest from a different constituency other than Nandigram, implying that she's most likely to lose, it seems.
Wow. Remember, he still calls her Didi though. So nice.
Yeah. So he says, Didi, is there any truth in the rumor that you're going to file a nomination from another constituency? First you went there, Nandigram, and people gave you an answer. If you go somewhere else, the people of Bengal are ready, said Prime Minister Narendra Modi, addressing a rally in Uluberia.
Nice.
Yeah, Banerjee is contesting against TMC Turncoat and BJP leader Suvendu Adhikari from Nandigram, which went to polls today in the second phase. They're like, it's like a movie, right? She said that Adhikari is going to be na ghar ka na ghat ka, and now he's Narendra Modi taking another dig at her, saying that you should look at another constituency.
Yeah, but he still calls her with respect, Didi.
Well, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov will visit India next week from April 5th through the 6th. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said on Thursday, and they will hold talks with his counterpart, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. During the visit, they will discuss bilateral relations and preparations for the upcoming Heads of State meeting. After visiting India, Lavrov's next destination is Pakistan. Do you have time for tech news, Alta Baba?
Of course, Falbani, we do have time for all kinds of news.
Well, there's one big news item that's coming out that the US Supreme Court has now cleared the way for Federal Communication Commission to loosen local media ownership restrictions, handing a victory to broadcasters in a ruling that could facilitate industry consolidation as consumers increasingly move online.
Nice.
More on that you can get on MediaMahima.com. And if Elon Musk's Tesla wanted to insure all of its recent $1.5 billion Bitcoin investment against the myriad of pitfalls it could encounter, like hacks, theft, and fraud, it would be completely out of luck, is what they're saying.
Well, anyway, now you can buy a Tesla with a Bitcoin, of course. But first of all, you got to buy Bitcoin by selling your house.
That's true. Well, Banajan, those were the headlines that we had for you this morning, and the news in detail from across the United States, India, the world, and also some tech news headlines for you. You can catch up on this broadcast on our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and look up Radio Day Hotties and Good Morning Bay. You'll catch it over there. Thank you so much for tuning in yet again. We'll see you tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Here is the final iteration of the Gane Ka Kida. Have a terrific Thursday.